Welcome to this week's session with the Putnam County District Library, Guiding Ohio Online Grant. This week we are taking a look at how you can insert a text box into a Google Doc. If many of you are familiar with using Microsoft Word, you have the option built right in as you're working to go down to inserted text box. It's a little bit different in Google Docs, so I'm going to show you that just how to go about that today. So if we are in our Google Docs account, or a Google account, excuse me, and then you want to open up your docs, you're going to go to your 9 dots and you're going to go to document here. And I'm going to actually go to the document that I already had started here. And you'll notice here what I have. This is actually a text box. So I can click on this and I can move it anywhere around the page. Now, if I were to have simply typed something in, if I would have typed the same thing in, I'm just going to type the word Putnam. Notice I cannot move that. There's no way of moving that anywhere on the page. So this is an actual text box that had been made. So I'm going to show you how I went about doing that. So let's just go down the page here a little bit farther, and I am going to go under Insert. But this is where you'll see something different. Under when using Word, you would have the option here to insert a text box. Notice that does not exist here in Google Docs. So to go about doing that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Drawing, and you're going to want to go to New. So this is going to open up my drawing screen, and from here notice I have that icon that looks like the text box. So I can click here and actually go down on my drawing document and make a text box. So when I make a text box here, I can simply put my words in here that I would like to have, and now when I simply go to save and close, I will have that in there. What I do want to make note of here is notice I can highlight this. I can actually do a fill color if I would want that. I can put a border on it if I for some reason want my text box to be visible. Otherwise it is going to come in with no border. So if I go save here, now I have that example, the word, in as a text box. Notice the difference. When I take my cursor here, I've got my crosshairs. If I take my cursor up to Putnam, I do not have any crosshairs because it's not a text box. Same thing, if I take it across to Putnam County District Library, again, I have my crosshairs. Notice as I click on each of these how I'm getting these options down below, and it's the same type of options that you'll get when you put a text box into a document of any kind. I can edit this, I can put them inline, I can wrap, I can break, so forth. I have all of these different options. The one that I seem to myself personally use the most is the wrap, and I do that because then I can simply click here and I can pretty much drag it anywhere on the page, and I can type, and it will just, the information that I type in will just simply, as it states, wrap around. So that is how you go about changing and putting a text box in. Now what I do want to make note of is notice I had to double click on here to change. So if for some reason I would have spelled it incorrectly, or I want to make a spelling change, for example, and instead of saying example, have the word examples, I have to double click on that. It opens up my drawing document, and then I would make my change from there. Versus if I go up here to Putnam and I want to add something, I would simply just click and I can add it right onto the page instead of it opening up a separate drawing, as you see here. that is how you go about taking and putting a text box into a Google Doc. I hope everyone has a fantastic week.